What's up, everyone? This is the Destroyer 229, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII. Now, last time, we defeated yet another Esper and started making our way through, I forgot this place already, the Cerebi Steep. In this episode, we are going to go on a little bit of a different way. Apparently, that single place that the Cerebi Steep exited out to was not to the Feywood. Apparently that leads to the Sucha Uplands, which is kind of pointless for me at this point since I really need to get to the Feywood. However, before we get going to where we actually need to go, I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of things that are different. I did a little bit of training off screen, so each of my main party members has gone up a level. In addition to that, I've also gotten a little bit more equipment. I've managed to find in a random chest a mud shot. So now Penel can fire an earth element bullet that can also inflict blind. I've also found a few extra accessories, including winged boots, which give float, leather gorget, which raises magic power when HP crit, which I never really use, and embroidered tippet, which doubles my experience. So those things are rather interesting, especially the tippet, since in case I'm going for any sort of grinding, and I don't really care for license points, which reminds me, I still have this to deal with. In case I don't care for license points, which is gonna be soon, that might be interesting just for grinding purposes. And I did manage to get a lot of loot, and I'm going to go ahead and sell that right now, so maybe I can talk to Dice. So, give me a moment to sell all my crap. Woo, and new bazaar goods. So what have I got this time? What's new, anyway? Phoenix Flight? Restocked and better than ever. You are not like to find a lower price on Tufts of Phoenix Down. Perennial favorite of adventurers far and wide. So really just a crap ton of Tufts of Phoenix Down. Considering that I still have quite a few of these that I can still just get, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm tempted to get something else. Yeah, the embroidering arms, since that I did actually look a little bit of these things off screen, just checking what they were and not saving. And it is decent enough equipment, but for my alternate party, it really doesn't benefit Fran in any way. I'm pretty sure that's all I really get, is just leather armor. And I'm still about 45,000 gils shy from that. So unfortunately, I still can't get that stupid urn. Now, let's go ahead and teleport to where we need to go. Where we need to go is actually closer to the Galmore jungle or Mount Baromi Sais. Oh. You know, I wanted to take a side trip somewhere else. But... yeah, let's go ahead and go with the side trip. I'm gonna first head on over to Yurt Village because I think there's something there that I need to take care of first. And that something is related to a side quest. Now, I was kind of told, just that like an one-off comment, that the cockatrice quest, they don't tell you where exactly the cockatrices are. You only really... or how many are left, I think. Just simply which ones you've already recovered. And I remember hearing a one-off comment, like, they're in, like, popular places like the Yurt Village. Specifically, the Yurt Village was mentioned, so I'm hoping that I can maybe find a cockatrice here. Possibly towards the end of the place where, like, Fran's sister was. Let's see, is that where... yeah, where... it still doesn't hurt to check down every nook and cranny, because who knows, I may be wrong and it could be like in this place. But I don't really see any cockatrices, so it must be in the main area. I was also told that the cockatrice that I saw at the Esther Sand is also a part of that side quest. Apparently I didn't really do something quite right, and talking to it wasn't exactly enough. But it is part of it, and I need to get back there at some point. Which, considering that I still need to turn the hunt for the Bloodwing... Yeah, I'm gonna be back to the Esther Sand at some point anyway. Now, if I can find where this stupid I mean, who knows? Maybe, like, he was just mentioning, like, important areas, and maybe there isn't an actual cockatrice here. Which it... Oh, no, there is. That Viara bird won't stop staring. Wait, bird? They look more like rabbits than birds. She don't look very happy to me. Wonder what's up with her. Nothing serious, I hope. Mjörn, eh? Pretty name. I hate seeing a fellow bird so miserable. Maybe I can do something to cheer her up a bit. Hello there, Mjörn. Whence does this cockatrice come? These beasts, too, know loneliness. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so this oh, wait! There's something here. You find a cherry-hued pebble. It would make for a fine gift. A dewdrop pebble. Huh. Maybe if I give this to Mjörn? Is that a dewdrop pebble you have there? They are said to bring fortune to you on the day you find them. I remember gathering pebbles with my sister. Well, do you want it? Dewdrop pebbles are no common stones. They sometimes rain down with the afternoon showers or during thick morning fogs. They cannot be carried beyond the village, for they vanish. The pebbles can exist only here, not unlike the Viara. Then maybe the cockatrice. Them sparkly pebbles ain't half pretty, are they? Shame you can't take them out of the village. Hang about. How the heck do I know that? And just how many of these blinking things do I need to fetch to cheer up Mjörn then, eh? Oh, great. Do I have to freaking look around the yurt village and find these stupid pebbles? Oh, great. That means I really need to keep my eyes open. Fantastic. Unless, maybe if I talk to Mjörn again. It seems to show interest in dewdrop pebbles. Should you find some, will you bring them here? Ah, crap, I do have to look for them. Grrrg! Alright, well, I'll try to find as many as I can. And then I'll get back to Mjörn. Great, they can be on the walls too? Fantastic. The dewdrop pebbles fall in great number. It is not unusual to find so many. And all of a common size, as though someone were gathering them. God dang, is that still not enough? Huh? I believe its memory is lost. Looking on dewdrop pebbles seemed to be of some help, though. It is close now to remembering. I can feel it. Something like something fell from its... Here we are. Is this the last one of them? Pebbles might be some help. Thank you. I think this should be enough to help our visitor. Thank goodness! I was wondering where the last freaking pebble was. You've gathered many dewdrop pebbles. Enough even to make a pendant, I would think. A sparkly pendant? Where have I heard that before? Aw, I can't certain well remember. Murin, love, them sparkly pebbles. Have you remembered? As a matter of fact, I have. Everything from start to finish. I was gathering them sparkly pebbles because I thought as they'd make a nice pendant, see? Only trouble was they'd vanish every time I tried to take them out of the village. So I had a bit of think and thought, what if I got them out so fast they wouldn't know they're gone? And that's when I made a break for it. The rest is memorable. You were lucky to have been caught on the tree. Lucky, too, that its limbs held fast. Fall from this height would have been fatal. When the wood warders reached you, you were quite unconscious. And now I'd better be on my way. They'll be wondering where I've got to. Oh, and that Terra girl's been such a little darling. Wouldn't want to worry her any more than I've already. She can be a bit sensitive, see? A kindred spirit. Now don't go talking like that, girl. You're a grown woman. You've got to keep your head held high. How about I give y'all them sparkly pebbles I found, eh? How'd you like that? Now then, I really should get going. It's back to good old Giza for this bird. Ta for all you help you... Yeah, from all the help with them pebbles, darling. I'd never remember Terra without 'em. Cheerio! Oh, a Yoichi bow. Except I'm pretty sure Fran already has that type of bow. Anything else to say, Murin? So long was she here, I had begun to grow fond of her. I am sorry to see her go, but it is good she will be home again. Aw. Okay, so the Yoichi bow is exactly what Fran already has. Oh well, whatever. At the very least, though, that gives Ash a brand new bow in case we run into flying enemies. There was a Viara off screen that I did talk to. It was actually the Viara that we helped. I believe it was you. Yeah, Alja. Honor my promise to Nara, you need not worry over me. Would you know how these things have come to pass? So she will actually tell us about how she became a salve maker. I was still a woodwarder, new maid, but my sister Raoul wished to see me excel. This is why she charged me with the salve maker's escort. I thought this burden too great, but as the sister of the warder chief, expectations for me were high. My injury weighed heavy on my sister, but I did not want to leave her side. I sought Hala, leader of the salve makers, for guidance. She heard my words and opened for me the path of the salve maker. My decision is made. I will tell my sister that I have prepared the vision dust and have been accepted as a salve maker. We have not talked for many years. I only hope she will forgive me. Okay, and I have seen Nara about down here, so maybe if we talk to her, something will happen? Have you heard the talk of the salve makers? Alja means to... I think eavesdropping on rumors on becoming of a wood warder cures. I'm sorry. I know that something has helped my sister. I know that someone has helped my sister. Never again will she be wood warder. I pray she is prepared to walk the path of a salve maker. Okay, well it seems like there isn't much. There's Rena though. I pray Alja becomes salve maker soon, and I must work at becoming wood warder. The wood warders and salve makers must work side by side with the elder. Perhaps now we are closer to this. I thank you, my friend unseen. Okay, no, nothing else will become of that. Whatever. At the very least, we got a little bit going with the cockatrice side quest. But I was hoping that I could potentially reach the Salica Wood from here. It is the Salica Wood that I'm going towards. No, it's the Feywood. I need to reach the Feywood from the Salica Wood, and I thought I would be able to do that here. However, I don't think that's where this place goes. I mean, I can check outside, but I don't believe that. I mean, it could be the Salica Wood. There's like 3 different types of jungles or woods or whatever in this game. It's a little confusing to get a hold of all of them. So I'm gonna check what's just down this way. What was this? No, this is Golmore Jungle. Yeah, because I was told like I could teleport from Baromi Sace, or I'm pretty sure it was Golmore Jungle. Okay, so this is where we need to go. So I wasn't crazy. Now, is there any place that we haven't quite reached? Yes! Down there when we fought the one bunny. What was it called again? It's like the Wayfarer bunny. I know it's in... No. Well, actually, I could find it in hunts. I could also look at my bestiary that I've only looked at maybe once. It actually tells me about everything I've fought, including old hunts. Okay, Zorthian Cavern. Oh, marks. The Vorpal bunny. So, if I head back to where I found the Vorpal bunny, then that should be a brand new area, and hopefully we can actually get to the Feywood from there. So I'm switching back to my backup party, and I will meet you guys where we fought the Vorpal bunny. Okay, so I've returned to the place where we found the Vorpal bunny. Unfortunately, these monsters are a little bit high level for... Oh, geez, they kind of did a number on Vaughn. Of course, if that happens, that works out quite nicely. Okay, Vaughn, heal yourself. Okay, then try to steal. Yeah, thankfully, though, I mean, they're capable enough that, I mean, I can actually take care of these guys. Oh, dang it. Come on, Vaughn. Be a better thief. Oh, well, whatever. At the very least, Vaughn actually has good spells. I think Balthier has decent spells. Bosch has crap for spells. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna just switch back to my main party and run away from these guys. Not really worth it to try to fight them. And really, I kind of don't care to fight them. I just want to head on over to the new place. However, I will steal from the Dire Solar, because it's at least a somewhat it's somewhat of a new enemy and new area. Wow. Alright, so now we are... Yeah, we are in the Feywood now. So this is what we saw before. We actually we saw this place very briefly at Paramina Rift. So, this is the Feywood then. Seems like a very deadly nightshade. Huh. I wonder if they could be covered up by Toad's breath. Oh, well, whatever. Wow, there's a lot of these deadly nightshades. So this place looks very desolate and not exactly the most friendly place. In fact, the music playing isn't exactly the most friendly either. Okay, so let's go ahead and just steal from the deadly nightshade. Ash, you go ahead and cast Dispel on the one that has haste. I'm gonna steal from these guys. Ooh, a fire crystal. Jeez, Pinello! You can, like, take care of these guys freaking easily. In fact, you can basically one-shot these things. Oh, their weakness is water. That's why she can freaking... Yeah, their weakness is water. She has the best freaking gun ever. Or at the very least in this game. And she has their weakness. Yeah, of course Penella's going to be freaking amazing. Okay, go ahead and heal all of us, Penelo. Unfortunately, I have no idea how close I am to any sort of save crystal. That's kind of something that I want to take care of. I want to mess with licenses. What the? A golem. Alright, well, let's go ahead and steal from it. One thing I want to do is just mess with licenses, but I want to do that when I have some time. Ow. Okay, try to steal from it. Penelo, get rid of this deadly nightshade for me, please. Okay, I didn't mean to steal from the deadly nightshade, but whatever, that'll work. Quality lumber. Alright, well, that's interesting, but okay. And there's some treasure over here. Ooh, the Gambit Foe. Character MP greater than or equal to 30%. Alright then. Always nice to get free Gambits. I never use them, but it's still nice to just get some free ones so I don't have to buy them later. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and steal from that one. Penelo, you attack that one. Oh, jeez. Jeez! That was a lot of freaking damage. Okay, Penelo, please heal me up really quickly. Yeah, this place is very weird. Very just sporadic. Actually, it kind of reminds me more of like a honeycomb or something. Tartarus. Okay, I've always known Tartarus as a place. Whether in mythology or games. Not a wolf, though. A wolf is not something I've ever heard of Tartarus being referred to. But okay. Go ahead and steal from freaking Tartarus itself. And Penelo can just kind of murder it. Penelo just murdered hell. Okay. That will work. Apparently it does. Oh man, Penelo, you are freaking amazing. Oh well, whatever. We've reached a screen transition. Let's go ahead and just continue on our merry way. Oh. Oh. Crap. Well, this place has a very strong mist. I do not want to get into a boss fight. I really don't want to get into a boss fight. But that's what it just screams at me right now. Ah, crap. Alright, well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it a day. I really don't want to fight a boss, and it's rather late for me right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and just mess with licenses, and we'll call it a day. So, the first person I'm going to mess with... Let's first mess with Penelo. One thing I was told was that espers are not... You're not limited in how many espers you can give a character. In fact, one character can hold like every single esper if I so wanted to. So I'm kind of thinking that for all the remaining espers, I just give them to Penelo, since I think their power is determined by magic attack. And since Penelo is my mage, and like the only mage character that I'm using, I think it would make sense to really give these to her. So go ahead and give her rods too. I mean, if it's not quite that, you guys can correct me on that and I can just do things accordingly with future espers. But I will go ahead and give Penelo Zalera. Alright then. She doesn't really need any sort of... She doesn't really need any sort of additional armor or weapons. I mean, especially since I've given her the best freaking gun. I just kind of gave her those armors just so that she has them. Increases strength when HP is full. That would be nice. Especially since she's no longer my thief. Phoenix down, restore more HP. That would be nice. That's useless. I may get some more gambits. That is something that I've wanted to do for a little bit, was to increase my gambits just a little bit. Specifically, so I can get 2 more gambits for bravery and faith. Potions for my HP. That'd be nice. Shield. Alright then, so I'll go ahead and give Penelo these 2 gambit spots then. Give her the cheap one, so that way in case I actually need things later. Let's see, increase magic power and HP criticals, considering that I heal at any point. Oh well, I'll get it anyway. There are various other spells, especially spells that I've seen but haven't bothered to pick up. I think there's one in which I actually do have. Ah, here we are. Time magic. Penelo doesn't have any time magics? Oh, no, she does, but I don't have them. Alright, so I'll give her that. Accessories. Not really necessary. I guess I'll go ahead and give her that, because I eventually want to give her the Sage's Ring. I'm not entirely sure what the Sage's Ring does, but it sounds like that'd be great for a mage character. 1,000 needles. Go ahead and give her that. One foe's magic power. I don't have that. I think that might be it. I mean, I may try to give her a few more. Let's give her a few more techniques as well. Let's see, numerology, expose, not really anything useful. Or something that I have. Unleash your attack only available when blind. I think that really would be it. I'll go ahead and buy these other magics just in case I eventually do get them. White Magic 8, that is something that I will want eventually. That really pretty much will do it for Penelo. Man, spending all that time just for Penelo. Okay, next is Vaughn. Vaughn, you don't really need any other experimentation with weapons. And you have most of the good spells. Go and get you Siphon. And Bubble, that would be helpful. Bravery and Faith, always nice. Holy Asunga. Accessories. Go ahead and just get a few more techniques, cause why not? Even though I'm freaking never gonna use Guild Toss. Even if I do eventually buy it, which I really don't think I will. Phoenix Lord, that'd be nice. Shield Block, Spellbound, why not? Magic Potency is nice. Ether Lore would be nice. War Mage, that would be very good, just on everyone. Yeah, I mean, I may as well just get all of these augments. There's no reason not to. And, you know what, sure, we'll also deck him out in a few more light armor things, just so he's prepared for the next one of those. Any other spells? Maybe some time magics that I don't own. I mean, Vaughn's probably had the golden amulet longer than any other character. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken on that, but I mean, I have experimented with him on 2 different ends there, as well as all of the accessories. And he's the most capable fighter of the backup party. So he pretty much is like, I'm pretty sure he has been the one that, excuse me, has had the golden amulet the longest. Oh well. May as well just keep on getting things down here. Wither, Bone Crusher. I'm pretty sure this last one's telekinesis, isn't it? Yeah. Which would actually be really nice. So, I still haven't seen it yet, though. Okay, so that's Vaughn taken care of. Balthier. Heal MP after dealing damage. That would be nice. Remedy lore. Everyone should have all the remedy lores, no matter who they are. Everyone should just be able to deal massive amounts of... Should be able to heal everything and deal with everything. So go ahead and get Balthier that. Magic lore. Ether lore. Spellbreaker, Gambit, Spellbound. Sure, why not? Phoenix lore is always nice. Focus is also nice. Is there really anything else Balthier could use? I mean, may as well get him the next tier of guns, just so he's ready for that. There is magic. Balthier is meh in the magic department. So I may as well just deck him out in everything that I can get. Yeah, sure, why not? More black magics. Float and haste. Since I have them, I may as well utilize them as much as possible. Bubble is always nice in case I have to use my backup party for whatever reason. Aside from just generic training. I think that's gonna be it with Balthier, at least for the time being. Nothing much else that I really want to give him. MP after dealing magic damage, that'd be nice. Okay, next up is Fran. Fran, what can I give you? I mean, aside from more techniques. I don't think there's really any spells that you don't already have. Reflectka? Except I never use Reflectka because I always heal with magic. Shock and Scourge. Nice. Scathe. Just some minor accessories. Spellbreaker. Shield block. I mean, just none of these things that concern, like doing things with shields. I mean, Fran uses a bow, and as far as I'm concerned, she can just always use a bow. So there isn't really much else to really give her, except, where's Sagittarius? There it is. It's way the crap over here. Okay, so... Oh, hey! Well, that's where Trident is. Okay, so in case Fran needs to use a melee weapon, I can give her the freaking Trident. Is there anything else? I mean, yeah, that's kind of the problem, is the fact that, I mean, I have so many license points that really I'm just trying to, at this point, I'm just filling out the license board. There's not really much of a use in utilizing anything. I suppose it's, the thing is that I've been kind of told mixed things about how far along I've gotten in the game. I mean, story-wise, I'm pretty close to the end, and that should do it with Fran. Story-wise, I'm pretty close to the end. There isn't much left in terms of the actual story. However, also, where's Heavy Armor 5? Oh, well, whatever. There's not much left in terms of the actual story. However, the next few dungeons are pretty big. And in fact, there's still a crap ton of things left to do in various side quests, hunts. There's a lot left to do in the game, but there really isn't too much left in terms of story. And of course, seeing just how much I'm filling out of my license boards, I can kind of see that I am getting closer to the end of the game. I'm not there yet. I mean, apparently, like, there is still a lot left in the game. So, I'm not near the end of it yet. But, you know, it is starting to wind down, I guess. I mean, the story's coming closer to an end. There's not that much left after Giluvegan, apparently. Even though there's still a lot of freaking a lot of time, just not a lot of action is what's left in this game. So, I suppose that has its ups and downs. I mean, for one, I'm not towards the end yet, but I mean, it's getting there. I mean, this is episode 96. I mean, this is already gotten far longer than any Let's Play I've done up until this point. So this game's already gotten that distinction. But you know, I'm still having quite a bit of fun. I mean, the hunts are still really fun to do, especially with, like, these optional Esper fights. I mean, this game is still fun to play. So it's not like I'm getting bored with it. It's like, oh, when's it going to end? I'm still having a blast playing this game, but, you know, it's one of those things in which I'm kind of near the end, and I'm kind of not. It's a weird in-between place in this game. So, meh. I'm still having fun, and that's all that really matters. And it seems like you guys are still enjoying watching this. So, you know, as long as I'm having fun, you guys are enjoying it, that's all that really matters, really. And really for Ash, it's more just decking out her thing. Ooh. Zodiac Escutcheon. Well, I won't go ahead. I won't get that yet, but you know, that would be nice to get eventually. That seems like that is the best shield in the game. Just go ahead and grab some random techniques to fill up the board. Yeah, I mean, I may not really have a use for golden amulets soon. I mean, just how much I'm decking out the board. I mean, granted, I mean, I haven't used up my license points in a while. So, there's still plenty of things that still need to be filled out. Plenty of accessories, loads of spells that I'm just kind of getting on the off chance that I do eventually purchase these spells. And that should be good for Ash. Alright then. I've gone from the thousands to the hundreds. I could probably do some more work with Balthier, but whatever. I don't want to trigger this boss, so I'm going to go ahead and screen transition. And after all my rambling, we are going to go ahead and call it a day. So, next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy XII, we will continue our exploration of the Feywood. We have ourselves a boss coming up, which, oh boy. But you know what? We've been able to take on various other bosses. Heck, we just took on Zalera not that long ago. In fact, that was last episode, wasn't it? Pretty sure that was last episode. So hopefully we can take on whatever this big baddie is. But until then, everyone, take care.